So what I'm doing in terms of my personal finance allocation is quite simple. So as I'm making money, I'm just letting the money on the side, actually waiting for an opportunity to get a nice average down on the markets. So I have some cash that is attached to the money that the companies are making, and then as my investments are just staying low or even going lower, I just average down and keep doing this method over time. So it's pretty much a strategy that I've been developing over the years. It's a strategy that most people with a lot of wealth is just doing over a consistent time period. So the only time you don't want to do this situation is when the market already went up by a lot. In that case, you kind of want to actually sell and use the cash, like put it in either real estate or just use the government bonds to actually compensate for the inflation rate, which means that you set the money there, you don't earn nor lose any money because they give you the same interest rates as it is presented in the economy. So the money doesn't go up, doesn't go down either. The value goes up, okay? But the purchase power of the money just stays the same. So this is what I mean when I'm talking about the money value. So this is hard to understand for some people. If you have money on the bank, the value of the money in terms of the number that is there will be the same or increasing by a very low amount of time per quantity, which is like 0.1%, 0.01, something like this. But what matters is not the value that you see on the money, it's actually the purchase power. So the purchase power is if you want to convert your money into things for you, anything like you want to buy, this is pretty much what is attached to. So if the cost of pretty much everything you want to buy is just going up, even with a little bit more money, you may not compensate for the cost of whatever just went up by comparing to the money. So because you're supposed to be using money to buy stuff, you should actually measure the purchase power of the money, not the money on the number. And the purchase power goes down 3% over a year. It's purchase power plus inflation rate, so it's money devaluation. It's a normalized rate of 3% over a year. But when you have some years with inflation shooting up, like we did, like the past COVID years, like 2 years, I think, on those 2 years, I didn't actually see, but probably you got like between 15 and 20% inflation, which means that if you have the money on a 4% interest, like earning for you, if the inflation is 15 to 20, you're just losing money. So even if the value of the money is going up on the bonds that you put in, you're just losing purchase power. And the following years, the rate drops, but it never goes negative. It's always positive. So it doesn't stop. The inflation doesn't stop, and the purchase power doesn't stop to go down as well on the money.